Hello, Aston Villa fans. Welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. I am your host, Chad Williams. Please subscribe and make sure to give this video the thumbs up. Today, I've got a very different episode. It's going to be behind the scenes on the Villa Forever podcast. I know a lot of my subscribers want to know how I do the podcast. A lot of hard work goes behind the scenes. So in this video, I want to show everyone behind the scenes of the Villa Forever podcast, and also I will show my preparation through the week because it's a very busy schedule as well, so I will show you what goes into it. Okay everyone, so this is my third step that I do my preparation, and I usually prepare my notes for the interviews on a Monday, as the podcast episodes on a Thursday, so I give you time to prepare, and I get out the questions to the guest. I usually email them so they know what to prepare for. And I have my questions down, which I use on my notes. And even though I do ad-lib, these are reminders so I know what to talk about. And I put a lot of preparation into this. And I usually do a few questions. The most I maybe do is 8, but depending on the length of the episode, I'll choose what questions go there. Then this bit I'll just show you. So these are my notes that I did for Andy Blair. And these are the interview questions. So that's what my first step goes into. And also, I always get my caregiver to enlarge the notes as well, so the bigger someone can see them. And yes, and that's what the first step is notes. So this is step 2, behind the scenes of the Villa Forever podcast. The first bit I showed you was my notes. And the second part, I use an app called Canva, which I use templates for my YouTube thumbnails. And for those of you who haven't used Canva, I recommend that you use it. It's a very good app. So I'll show you what goes into it. So, for example, this is my match preview episode template. And what I usually do, depending on what team we are playing, I usually drag the club badge into the square. It makes it actually looks very professional. And I'll get Liam, my caregiver, to do this. And depending on other caregivers, I'll do it as well. And then we sort of drag it in there. And you can use tools to crop it as well. It's a very useful tool. And then once it's done, I save that. Then I can download it or save it, and it can be used on the episode art on each episode. So yes, so that's step 2 complete. This is step 3 of behind the scenes of the Villa Forever podcast with my preparation. So the third step, I'll explain you through it. So I use a ticker on StreamYard. And for those of you who don't know what a ticker is, it's information that goes at the bottom of the page. Like a headline, a bit like what they use on the news channels. Or what you see, for example, on Jeremy Vine. Or like channels like that. And what I do is, I use it on StreamYard. And I'll talk you guys through it. And what this does is, it reminds people to subscribe to my channel, to find me on all my different platforms. For the reason why I use it, I just think it looks professional. And I use my iPad to, but Liam does this, my caregiver, on my iPad. And what I do is I get my caregiver to type it out, and I dictate it, but what I want to put in the caption, and it goes across the screen, so everybody can see it. Okay guys, this is step 4 on my podcast setup. And everyone, I bet you'll wonder what goes behind the scenes with the podcast. Well, this is my podcast boudoir. This is the main room where all the action happens. So, I'll show you my background first. So, all of you who do watch my podcast, you'll always see this background appear. So I've got my LED logo sign, which always pointed a lit up. I actually got that for ledlegendslighting.com. It's a great website. And also, I put up my 2 shirts as well. I've got my signed John McGinn shirt. And also, I've got my number 11 Watkins Champions League shirt. And this is it's a big canvas, this is. And you can see the whole tent, which is in the background. I actually love this background, it's really realistic. And it really makes the podcast come alive. So, I hope you like this background, everybody. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So this is stage 5, behind the scenes on my podcast setup, and now I'm in front of the computer. From this point onwards, my caregiver Liam controls everything physically on the computer. I will give him instructions. Prior to the podcast, I go through my questions, notes and talking points with Liam, things that will be discussed in the episode. So I'll go through them. So my caregiver Liam knows what to expect. Especially when I say, can you scroll my notes up for me? Which will say a lot during the podcast. And I have them ready to talk to the guest. Also, sometimes when you watch the podcast, you'll see that sometimes I do look to my left, which means I'm looking for support. And occasionally I do have to ask them to be scrolled up, which you may hear. This usually happens after when I do a bit of an ad-lib section, or when the conversation naturally takes a different order than what I've had planned. And during my live podcast, as well, I do that with the comments as well. So I then bring up my comments on screen, which I address in the episode, if they are relevant to the current conversations. So that's it for stage 5. So everyone, this is the final part of behind the scenes of the Villa Forever podcast. This is the last part of the preparation. So now, as you can see, I'm sitting in front of the computer screen now. And every single bit now, I rely on my caregiver to physically assist me with everything, as I am completely paralysed. So I have to instruct Liam to all the things I'd like him to do. So I'll show you the first bit that I do first. So we'll start off with the setup. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of equipment around me. So first of all, we get my iPad sorted first. And this is showing my notes for reminders. so it reminds me of what I'm doing. And I use this iPad stand, which goes in front of me. And I do all this before the podcast episode, before it starts. So we get a few tiles to prop it up underneath. We do a few adjustments. Then we'll get into we go on my notes on my iPad. Just if you click done, then if I click the answer on that, yeah. Then now I've got my notes in front of me, which is all my questions, all the talking points that I need to talk about. Then after that, then I've got my microphone and my headphones set up. So these are headphones, well, are wired headphones. Because you always say on a podcast that wired headphones are better for audio quality. So I get Liam, who puts my headphones on. You ready?
1, 2, 3.
So what is that? Yeah. Do you close that a bit? Just this side as well.
Okay.
Then close it, yeah, about there. Just thinking, put the right got the headphone on the ear one, what I just done this bit. Yeah. Yeah, that's good about that there, yeah. Then after that then, well, I get a microphone in front of me. And this is a Blue Yeti microphone. And a lot of the big podcasters do use this microphone. I think it's very good at expanding my voice quality. And it's very loud and clear as well. So I recommend, if you haven't got one, I recommend you get one. Then after that then, I've got some microphones in front of me. I've got the iPad, my headphones are on. So now what we do is then, before the episode starts, I enter my studio, and I use StreamYard, which is probably the best platform for podcasts. And then I enter the studio, so all the microphone connected as well. Then after that, then I'm in the studio. And also then give me the computer I need off the radiator a bit. Yeah, then after that then, this all my setup's like. And it's a good, from here then I'm quite happy with the view there. Then I've also think, you go on banners. I'll bring my ticker up. And like I said, the ticker that I spoke about earlier, this is the information that goes to the bottom of the screen to remind people to subscribe and etc. Then after that, that's kind of my setup really. But I wanted everyone to, it's very important for me, but I'll show everyone this episode. So everybody knows what goes on behind the scenes. Because a lot of hard work goes behind it. And for anybody, it's hard to set up a podcast. But when you've got a condition and you're paralysed, it's even more difficult. But with a little bit of support, it is possible. It just shows you in life you can achieve anything. So yeah, I'm glad you all watched. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And in the new year, I'm going to get some more content out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this different episode. Thank you everyone for watching. Up the villa.